America, o'er the land of the free, that old red, white, and blue still waves for you and me.
John Adams said property must be secured or liberty cannot exist. George Washington said private property and freedom are inseparable. Yet our property rights in the Bay Area are under assault. There's a plan called the One Bay Area Plan. That's a plan for 25 years that combines housing, transportation, and land use, and it's being directed by a regional authority.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for your participation. It's a beautiful day. You can be doing a lot of other things. You chose to be here. You chose to stand up for your country. You chose to stand up for your state. Eco-Tyranny is the name of the book, and I will just give you a brief encapsulation of what's inside this book. If you want to know why Obama and the environmentalists hate big oil, hate nuclear power, want to see every dam in America torn down, want to see millions of acres of private property federalized, it's in this book, and it, folks, needs to be stopped. It needs to be stopped. Leftist thinkers forever have realized the most scary thing on the planet is weather. Hurricanes, tornadoes, blizzards, windstorms. I mean, those are frightening. Everyone's afraid of those kind of storms. So leftist thinkers have always thought, okay, here's how we're going to do this. Capitalism produces pollution. No one likes pollution. Real or imagined, capitalism creates pollution. If we can just get people to believe that their pollution, capitalism's pollution, can change the weather, oh, then we'll have them. You want to know the first two guys to ever think that went through? It's in the book. It's shocking. Page 31. Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels, 1883, said, if we can convince them that their activities will change the weather, then we'll have them. We'll hook them. It'll be great. Then we can implement our plan. Folks, that's what's going on today. That's exactly what's going on today. And what we're seeing is a usurpation of private property. We're seeing progressive taxes. We're seeing burdensome regulation. And it's strangling us. I mean, more than any other state, it's killing us here in California. This has got to stop. We are taxed enough already.
When two people get together and they make a trade, that trade is based on the fact that I'm going to give up something that I value less, and you are wanting to give up something that you value less in exchange for something that you value more. So this little simple process where we get together and make a trade means that resources, scarce resources, go to their highest valued use. One of the benefits we get from exchange is that scarce resources are not wasted. They get allocated right away to their highest valued use. An amazing system. Another outcome that we get from exchange, well, when I say exchange, I'm not saying voluntary exchange because that's kind of redundant. When you'd have a trade taking place and it wasn't voluntary, that's theft. Okay? Yep. So all exchange that I'm talking about is voluntary. And when you get two people together, or two or more, and they make a voluntary transaction, it means it's mutually beneficial. Think about what Richard Epstein says, that your rights are not absolute chunky pieces. They're like this bundle of straws, a collection. And when you lose them, you don't lose them all at once. You lose them one straw at a time because you're not watching, because you're not paying attention. When people tell you, you don't have the right to put your fireplace on during certain days. When people tell you you don't have the right to pick the kind of health care that you want. When people tell you that you don't have the right to use a plastic bag that you want. One right at a time. Until the whole bundle falls apart. We have to be vigilant, because without well-defined and enforceable property rights, there will be no exchange. You would trade for nothing. You would just take it if it wasn't a well-defined and enforceable property right. There would be no specialization, no Novocaine, no next best invention.
I'm told that the Secret Service is going to rename itself the Victoria's Secret Service. I don't know how reliable that rumor is. So this is what radicals look like. I always wondered what y'all look like. You know, the truth is, when anything, including this beautiful country, gets way over here, somebody who's right here in the middle of traditional values and what built this country is going to look like a radical to a lot of people. And you're going to be urged over and over again, come on now, you've got to compromise. You got to move over here. You're not a moderate, be a moderate. The principles are here. You are here. Stay here. Have them come here. But the overreach that troubles me the most in the American empire is the internal overreach. This incredible, cancerous growth of government within our borders. This voracious appetite to grow its power and to centralize that power to better exercise it. Local, local, local. The idea of Washington, D.C. is our Mount Olympus, and the president is some sort of God, has gotten completely out of control. Bureaucracy grows, it must grow. It's a law of physics as sure as gravity, as sure as light, as sure as the sound waves going across us. Government seeks to grow, it seeks to consolidate its power, and it's not only the right of the people, but the duty of the people to oppose that growth. The EPA, wonderful idea. We want clean water, we want clean air. That good intention has metastasized into something absolutely dreadful and oppressive, with police powers all its own.
By the way, I was born in Ghana, Africa. Until recently, I thought I could not run for president. I am actually quite surprised to find anybody here. I was under the impression that the Tea Party movement is dead. Are you dead? I didn't hear that. Are you dead? Many people confuse rights and goods. It's critical to differentiate the two. Here's an easy way to look at it. A right comes from God, like the right to life, the right to liberty, the right to freedom of speech, the right to freedom of assembly, justice. These things come from God. But if something depends on somebody else's service, work, or money, it's not a right, it's a good. It's a good. Goods are the product of someone's labor. You see, while you may have the right not to be prevented from an education, you are not entitled to that education. See the difference? Why? Because that education will be dependent on somebody else providing the labor to provide you with that education. Same for food. Somebody had to grow the food, somebody had to harvest it, somebody had to clean it, and as soon as something is the product of somebody else's work, is it a right? No. It is a what? Right. A good. You always have the right to your own goods. But if somebody takes the product of your labor, your goods, and gives it to somebody else, what is that called? Stealing and slavery, exactly. So goods are what you're promising to someone, however noble those goods are, like healthcare or a home. Eventually you'll have to enslave some man to guarantee those goods to other men.
They're about giddy, I need, I want, I deserve, I'm entitled. No. When you're 4 years old, mildly adorable. When you're 64, like Barbara Boxer, Hillary Clinton, or the Pelosiraptor, it is intolerable. Now, people say you can't even make fun of Barack Obama. You know, they say he's like actor Will Smith. He's just so cool and calm and collected, doesn't get rattled, nothing to make fun of. For those who say we can't make fun of Barack Obama, this is still America. So I say, yes we can, yes we can, yes we can. Yes, we can, yes, we should, yes, we absolutely will, and the message you delivered last November, and will again next November, is, Mr. President, no you can't, no you won't, and no you don't. There is tons to make fun of Barack Obama. First of all, he's nothing like actor Will Smith. I saw the movies Independence Day and Men in Black. Will Smith secured the borders and took care of the aliens.
Thank you. Now, I was very upset by what was said about me earlier. I came to San Jose 3 days ago. I turned on the 5 o'clock news, and this is no joke. Top of the story. Protesters at the university, known as Stanford, were trying to ban the CIA from participating in job fairs to reduce the choice of future employees of the federal government. This is wrong. However, I heard that San Jose just passed a new ordinance restricting further where you can smoke inside of the city. I applaud this great heroism on the part of San Jose. After that, no joke, the next story was about dogs being banned in certain parks in San Francisco. Welcome to the Bay Area, the land of ban.
You know, that's how these things get started. That's how these regulations and rules get started. And now you have a government that last year, fiscal year 2011, spent $3.8 trillion. In a mere 365 days, that's $434 million an hour, $10 billion a day. However, we only took in $2.2 trillion. If the government is spending at $10 billion a day to run out of $2.2 trillion, takes them to the end of July 31st. The next 5 months of the year is completely deficit spending.
You're doing something. You're here. You got your signs. You're knocking on doors. You're going to be at the polling places watching over the vote to make sure that that's not trashed. You're supporting candidates. You're opening up your checkbook. You're doing whatever you can. Can I just urge you, please do more. For the sake of John and Deborah Hart, for the sake of Richard and Anna Stockton, we need to save this country. We need to return it back to the founding principles of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, because we are taxed enough already. This isn't a Republican thing. This isn't a Democrat thing. This is an American thing, folks. That's what this is all about. We need to find men and women of good character, men and women who hold morality and virtue at the core of their being. We're going to go out there and fight the good fight, and we are going to support them. But we have to be diligent. We have to be vigilant. We cannot give up. We just can't. We're at a crossroads. We can't give up.
Once again, the time has come for us to decide our country's fate. Oh, America, can't you hear her plea? United we will stand strong for the light of liberty. of